Welcome to Mahalo Mondays. I'm your host, Leah D'Amelio. As you may know, fall started in the Northern Hemisphere last week, so let's kick off the show with a few seasonal questions. Don Crossman on Twitter asks, why do leaves change colors? Great question, Don. Leaves change colors because less exposure to sunlight and water during autumn causes photosynthesis to stop and the green chlorophyll to disappear. The oranges, reds, and yellows that we see are actually in the leaves year-round, but we can't see them until the chlorophyll is out. And as the leaves are changing colors, last year's grape harvest is ready to make its debut. And so A22 wants to know how many bottles of red and white wine should she buy for a dinner party of 8? Well, typically you can get about 4 glasses per bottle of wine, so assuming everybody will drink 2 glasses, I'd say a mix of 6 is a good number. But depending on what you're cooking and if you know the majority preference of your guests, that will determine how you split between red and white. Personally, I'd say go with 4 red and 2 white. And if they're Italian, double everything, including the pasta. All right, now it's time to go to Lon at the Mahalo Information Headquarters. Lon?
Thanks for joining us down here in the Mahalo Information Center. It's pretty crazy down here. Tons of stuff going on. I got a lot of things to get to. I'm going to try to make time to answer your questions right now for a few minutes, if you could bear with me. All right, there's tons of questions on here. Sims2 on Twitter, he wants to know how to pick out the best athletic shoes. So, I mean, the top 3 recommended brands, if you ask Foot Locker, are Asics, New Balance, and Nike. So there you go right there. You're always going to want to make sure you get your feet measured. That's really important. And so take a look at your old shoes. See where you've worn down the soles the most. That's where you're going to need support. This is going to help you decide stuff like motion control, you know? You gotta know it's important to have the information before you go to the shoe store instead of afterwards. I mean, that makes sense, right, dummy? All right. So then you're gonna pick a shoe designed for the activity that you want to do, like Nike Shox running, Adidas for tennis, that sort of thing. So I hope that answers your question. I got the next one around here somewhere. This guy wants to work here. I don't know. He looks like a loser. What else we got here? Something else. Oh, I got the next one. It's coming up on the iPhone here. So Fred from MahaloDaily.com, he wants to know, what is the difference between chowder and soup? The difference basically comes down to potatoes. When you're talking about a chowder, you're talking about it's got a potato base. It's a little thicker, a little creamier. A soup is just going to be a broth. You know, you make it, you boil meat, fish, vegetables, and then you put other ingredients in there. So that's the basic difference. There's lots of other differences. It's a little complicated. Don't really have time to get into it now. You can go ask somebody at the Food Network. Maybe they're just hanging around. They can talk to you about chowder. So the next one we got here, YouTube user JC, he wants to know what Blu-ray player he should buy, or if he should even buy one. I recommend either getting the PlayStation 3. That's a really popular choice. You can play games on it too. Then watch your movies, or you can get the Panasonic Profile 2.0 DMP BD55 Blu-ray player. It's only $399. That's a pretty good deal, right? Casino Royale, Blu-ray, it looks beautiful. I saw it playing in some other guy's office who has less responsibilities. So last one we got here, I saw it in here somewhere. Oh yeah, GMD, he wants to know what is the healthiest fast food to eat. And you know, my rule of thumb, you get the grilled chicken sandwich with no mayo. That's it. It's going to be healthy wherever you go. It doesn't even matter. They're not cooking it in animal fat or any of that other gross stuff. Plus, get a side salad, only use half of the dressing packet. I don't know what you do with the other half. Chuck it out the car window. I don't really care. I don't even think there's a law against that. It's biodegradable, and then you're good to go. Low cal. You're safe. Doesn't even matter where you go. So I think that's it. All this talk of food is making me pretty hungry, so I'm going to call my personal assistant.
Thanks, Lon. Well, we have time for one more question. It comes from Evan Travers on Twitter, who wants to know how long it takes to produce a Mahalo Daily. That's an excellent question. It takes about 2 hours of preparation, 2 hours for shooting, anywhere between 10 to 16 hours of editing, sometimes more. So we're looking at about 14 to 20 hours of work to put together a Mahalo Daily. Now you understand why Lon is so stressed. If you'd like more information about any of the topics we talked about today, you can visit mahalo.com. That's it for Mahalo Mondays. If you have a question you'd like us to answer, send it our way any way you can. For Lon Harris, I'm Leah D'Amelio. Remember, we're here to help.